Hello, we are the Academic Support Services team in the UNT Learning Center. The Learning Center is here to support you with all your academic needs, with multiple workshops and support services like academic coaching, supplemental instruction, and tutoring. In this presentation, you will get a taste of one of our academic support services as we explore your learning style preference. Let's get started. Today, we will explore the VARC model of learning styles and how better understanding your preference can help you make studying efficient and effective. Then, we will review motivation and how to create active goals to set you up for academic success. And finally, we will review test-taking strategies and how to mitigate test anxiety. We are going to explore tools to help you understand yourself better as a learner and a variety of tips and strategies to play to your strengths. VARK, V-A-R-K, stands for visual, oral or auditory, read and write, and kinesthetic. These are the four categories identified by this theory of learning style preferences to allow people to better understand their learning habits and more effectively plan around how they most enjoy learning. The acronym VARC is used to describe four modalities of student learning that were described in a 1992 study by Neil D. Fleming and Colleen E. Mills. These different learning styles, visual, auditory, read-write, and kinesthetic, were identified after thousands of hours of classroom observation. The authors also created an accompanying questionnaire for educators to give to students to help them to identify and understand their own learning preferences. The link to the questionnaire is listed later in the presentation. For now, we're going to discuss the four modes of learning. Now, how do I know which is my learning style? Let's visualize for a moment. This exercise will help you identify what your learning style could be. You just got a new, super cute TV stand for your apartment, and it needs to be assembled. What is the first thing you do? Do you take out all the pieces from the box and begin matching them to the parts listed in the instruction manual? Do you watch a YouTube video of someone else putting it together? Do you put on your favorite focus music and start? Do you read the instructions cover to cover? Or do you jump right in and see what starts to fit together organically? A visual learner might be more inclined to get instructional information from the diagram photos in the manual or a YouTube video. An auditory learner might be more inclined to get started by focusing with music or listening to someone give instructions while they put together the TV stand. A read-write learner might read the instructions in its entirety before they choose to start, whereas a kinesthetic learner might prefer to start piecing everything together and look at the instruction manual as needed. First, let's discuss visual learners. These individuals tend to learn most efficiently when incorporating symbols and pictures into their learning practices. They tend to take detailed notes and sometimes organize information by color or in diagrams. Visual learners are sometimes distracted by disruptions in their study or workspace, such as televisions or people coming in and out frequently. Great study or learning techniques for visual learners might include asking for a demonstration. For example, watching a TikTok tutorial on making a new dish for dinner is a great way for visual learners to master a new recipe. Visual learners may also be inclined to watch friends play a round of a new card game before hopping in to see how it's done. Using graphs, colors, symbols in your notes can also be incredibly helpful. Making outlines, requesting handouts, leaving space in your notes, looking up videos online. The Learning Center has created an entire video series on commonly challenging topics for students. This series is called TutorTube, and these videos can be accessed at any time on our website, learningcenter.unt.edu. Next, let's talk about auditory learners. Auditory learners prefer to learn by actively listening and are likely to be skilled in remembering conversations and words to songs. They are often also skilled in public speaking and explaining concepts thoroughly. However, they can be distracted easily when overwhelmed by outside noise or by a engaging conversation with a friend. Great study tips for auditory learners include finding a study buddy or a group, asking permission to record class, listening to classical music while studying, reading assignments aloud, repeating facts aloud with eyes closed, and sitting near the front and participating. Now, let's look into the read-write learning style. These individuals generally enjoy reading and take notes in a narrative structure. They also typically enjoy writing, and they may be the people that draft out a script before having a confrontation or asking for a big promotion. They can also sometimes be so focused on writing copious notes that these learners might have the tendency to fall behind when listening to a lecture. Great study strategies for read-write learners include rewriting your notes after class, printing out the PowerPoints for later review session, vocabulary mnemonics, repetitive writing, writing out instructions for each step of a math problem, and flashcards with key concepts or ideas. Lastly, let's discuss kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners learn by doing. They generally prefer to move, build, touch, and draw rather than listening or watching someone else complete a task. Think back to the TV stand. These learners are more likely to explore construction and often only refer to the instructions as needed. They are also likely able to remember a large portion of the instructions after having completed the task just once. However, they frequently struggle to learn in a traditional classroom setting and may have difficulty engaging in lecture-based curriculum. Study tips for kinesthetic learners might include playing Scrabble with class vocabulary, teaching a friend. The SI, or supplemental instruction model, lends itself to kinesthetic learners as it's rooted in group study and peer facilitation. Kinesthetic learners really excel in environments where they can learn and deepen their understanding through activities. For resources and information on SI, check out learningcenter.unt.edu. Chewing gum while reading can also be really helpful. Do something physical during study breaks. Act it out. Find videos, and don't be afraid to move. Follow the link below for the questionnaire that can help you determine your learning style. Now that we have discussed how we might prefer to learn and study, let's get a better understanding of how our brain processes and retains information. The study cycle, developed by Frank Christ, breaks down the different parts of studying. Previewing, information gathered before class by reading assigned chapters, the syllabus, or key terms included in the Canvas modules. Attending class, reviewing, studying, and then checking for your understanding. Understanding the importance of all stages of the cycle will make sure you don't miss opportunities to learn effectively and commit things into a deepened level of retention. Continuing to look at retention, here is the curve of forgetting, developed by a team at the University of Waterloo, which shows how much information we can retain when doing periodic reviews and how reasonable the amount of time you need to commit to studying can be. In this study, they asserted that at the end of a particular class period of 50 minutes, you would exit knowing 100% of what you would ever know from that time. Without any review the next day, you would lose somewhere between 50 to 80% of what you had learned. But if you spent just 10 minutes reviewing, you could basically restore that entire knowledge. By day 7 of no review, you'd be maybe at 10 to 12% retention. But even 5 minutes at that point would again almost fully restore the knowledge again. By the end of the month, you'd be lucky to have 2 to 3% recall from the class. Yet, even just 2 to 4 minutes would bring you back to the level you were at the day of the class in question. It only takes about 20 minutes over the span of an entire month to make time you spent in class worthwhile. But this is because of spaced learning. Massed learning, or cramming, at the end of the month would not get you nearly these results. Now let's discuss goal setting and motivation. Just what is procrastination? It's delaying impending tasks, even when it makes your life harder. But let's be clear, it is a myth that procrastination is the same thing as laziness. Often we put things off because we want it to be perfect, and we just don't feel ready to achieve that yet. We think we have plenty of time and things get away from us. Or a more interesting choice is available. And sometimes it may also be too difficult or daunting. Or the opposite, it might seem like it's just not stimulating. A great way to combat procrastination and ensure you are creating active goals designed to help you succeed is the SMART goal method. SMART is an acronym, each letter representing a different element. S stands for specific. What specifically do you hope to achieve? M represents measurable. How will you know when it's complete? A stands for achievable. Is this something you can complete without the dependence or interference of others? R, relevance. How will this affect you when you have completed the goal? And finally, T, timely. How long do you have to complete this goal? Let's give this goal a SMART goal makeover. First, let's start with a basic goal. I will do better in my English class. Now, better isn't very specific. It will be hard for you to know when you have achieved better, so let's tweak it a little. I will get at least a B in my English class. Now we can identify exactly when we have achieved our goal. Now that we have the specifics for at least a B, let's focus on M, measurable. What will we use to quantify or track our growth? Our new specific and measurable goal reads, I will raise my English grade from a 72 to an 80, a total of 8 grade points. We are now able to assess exactly how much effort we need to put forth on certain assignments to earn those 8 grade points. The A in SMART goal stands for actionable. To take our goal to the next level, let's determine what action we would need to take in order to achieve the measurable growth outlined before. With that in mind, our new goal reads, I will raise my English grade from a 72 to an 80, a total of 8 grade points, by completing all 6 of my remaining homework assignments and taking my final paper to the writing lab for revision. At this stage, we will check to see if the goal is relevant to us. If we're not connected to our goals, we are less likely to pursue them fully. Try to think about how raising your grade to a B will make you feel. Are there any additional privileges you may receive? For example, an additional scholarship or aid opportunities for a higher GPA. Finally, let's look at the time we have to complete our goal. Let's say we have 8 weeks remaining in the semester. Having this window will help us allocate our time to this goal and our other commitments. For example, we know approximately how many of our 6 assignments we want to complete weekly, and we know how long we have to write our essay, including the time for revision. And now we have our SMART goal. I will raise my English grade from a 72 to an 80, a total of 8 grade points, by completing all 6 of my remaining homework assignments and taking my final paper to the writing lab for revision in the remaining 8 weeks of the semester. In addition to goal setting, let's discuss prioritization. Mark Twain once wrote, "Eat a live frog first thing in the morning, and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day." And that is the basis for the frog method of time management that we're going to talk about. There are 4 categories you want to consider when prioritizing your time. First, determine what your frog is. Is it important, urgent, and does it have serious consequences? A good example of this would be studying for an exam that's tomorrow. Next, determine your tadpoles. Is it important but not urgent? And are there serious consequences that could arise later? An example of this would be a paper that's due in 2 weeks. The next category is your eggs. In this category, you want to determine what is not very important and doesn't have any serious consequences, though there is a sense of urgency to accommodate these specific plans. An example of this is a social commitment that comes up, or doing laundry or dishes that are staring you in the face. Lastly, figure out what your atom is. These are the things that are not very important, not urgent, and they have no real consequences if you aren't able to completely right then. An example of this is social media or TV. The key to prioritization is balance. The more time you spend looking forward, the more intentional you can be about implementing self-care and adding hobbies into your schedule. Your social emotional health is also a huge component for your personal and academic success. Create a plan that works for you. Every learner is different, and don't feel the need to be forced into using a method that doesn't work or has failed you in the past. Try new things until you get the right fit. This is also something that an academic coach can help you explore. To schedule an appointment, check out learningcenter.unt.edu. Finally, let's talk tests. Test taking is an inevitable part of college, though it can create anxiety for a lot of students. We will discuss today some recommended best practices before, during, and after an exam. Prior to the exam, it's important to focus on retention and spaced learning. Think back to the curve of forgetting. Spaced learning, or reintroducing content in short time periods frequently in the weeks leading up to an exam, is proven to help you maintain better retention. Many exams in university are cumulative, meaning the content builds from one exam to the next. Reviewing past exams is a great way to help you prepare and to see what areas you may need additional support in. Professors may not always pass back exams, but you are often able to review them in office hours. Practice the way you will perform. Create study guides and mock exams. Time yourself. This is especially true of timed exams with short answer or essay questions. The Learning Center also has a variety of resources to help you prepare for an exam, including tutoring for over 200 courses, supplemental instruction, the math lab, and academic coaches. Check us out at learningcenter.unt.edu for more information. Be sure that however you are studying, it is best aligned with you and the way that you retain information best. Finally, good sleep before an exam can make all the difference. Sleeping well the night before an exam is associated with a 10% score increase over those who don't sleep. Sleep is where we integrate the new knowledge that we already know, so it's a vital part of your study routine. Set yourself up for success the day of the exam by fueling your mind and body right with a fulfilling breakfast. A short walk can also help manage anxiety and boost your mood. Focus on centering yourself by using strategies to ground and breathe. For more information on test anxiety, check out our academic support workshop, Don't Sweat the Test. When you have the exam, read all the instructions and prompts completely. Create a plan of attack and jot down any key terms, dates, and formulas right at the jump. You can refer to these later, and this will save energy on repeated recall. During the exam, utilize the process of elimination. Pay attention to wording and slow down. Read each question carefully. Vocabulary is key. Answer all of the easiest questions first. Don't get hung up on the ones you might not know immediately. Memory dump. Focus on just one thing at a time. Be present and show as much work as possible. Go back and forth as needed. And finally, after the exam, celebrate. College is hard work, and you should be proud of your accomplishment. I would personally recommend a little treat after, whether it be an uninterrupted afternoon of doing your favorite activity or your favorite snack. Once you have celebrated your efforts, take inventory. What areas did you excel in? Where could you use more support? Remember, one exam does not determine your intelligence or your worth. It is about assessing your strengths and understanding where you need to grow. We hope you are feeling a little more empowered to take learning into your own hands and make education work for you. Thank you again for watching, and make sure you check out our website, learningcenter.unt.edu, for more information, and follow us on social media to get the latest updates. Again, welcome to UNT, and go Mean Green.